Hey everyone, I thought I would film my finding out, finding out, I've had to record this like 6 times because I keep saying finding out how I got pregnant, which you obviously know how I got fucking pregnant. Finding out I was pregnant video. Finding out I'm pregnant video. Oh fuck. I'm a bit bunged up though, so you will have to bear with me. I sound fluey, I know. So you'll probably know if you've been watching our channel, but we did have a miscarriage earlier this year. We miscarried in March at 12 weeks pregnant, which was obviously a really awful time for us, and it took us a while to kind of, well, a very long time to get over that. Obviously, I don't want to dwell on that too much. If you do want to know a bit more information about kind of what happened there, I do talk about it in my life update video that I filmed a few months ago that's up on our channel. It takes your body a long time to kind of get back to normal after miscarriage, which is something I didn't know about, especially as I had a bit of a difficult miscarriage, which is a long story, but it took months and months for my body to get back to normal. Anyway, the month that the baby that we lost was due, the month before that, so it was due in September the 20th, due on September the 20th. So in the August, we officially started trying, shall I say. For the months before that, we were just kind of having sex for having sex, and if we got pregnant, we got pregnant. And we weren't kind of doing it on over my ovulation days or anything, so we weren't properly trying, shall we say. But then August was kind of the month where we went low, like, you know, let's track my ovulation and try and properly get pregnant, because we knew that's what we wanted to do. We knew that's where we were at in our lives, and it's kind of after the loss of our other baby, it was something that we kind of need. It sounds weird saying needed, but like it's something just every baby we saw, we were like, oh, we want one. August marked the month of like properly trying. I feel very lucky to be able to say trying in August obviously worked. So towards the end of August I was ovulating. I can actually tell you the dates because I marked it in my period tracker that I've used since I was like 14. So I had a period on the 24th, and that lasted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's a bit too much detail. You don't need to know how many days my period lasts, but it lasted 6 days, and then obviously I ovulated around 2 weeks after that. Generally ovulated, we estimated ovulation date was on September the 8th. Around the time we started to decide that, you know, we wanted to properly start trying, I bought loads of ovulation tests. Now, I mean a load of ovulation tests. Look how many are in there. There's like 100 or something. I got these plus 25, I think, pregnancy tests off eBay from China for $7.99. $7.99 for like 100 ovulation tests and like 20 pregnancy tests or 25 pregnancy tests. So get on eBay, girls. But they're dead good. They come in like just a little pack like that. They're like just cheapo ones, but they do the job. I mean, why do you need some fancy big stick that's going to cost you £10 to go and get when you've got these little babies? So I started tracking my ovulation. I knew when I was roughly ovulating, as I had the dark line that was darker than the test line, which meant that I was positively ovulating. Yada, yada, yada. You don't need to know all the details of what happened. A few days after ovulation, we visited my granddad and Nanny Jackie's. Now, you would have seen that vlog. That's the Malvern vlog where we spent the weekend away with my nan and granddad. Now, I know this sounds weird, but people say you know when you know you're pregnant. I knew. I knew. I was just, and this sounds bizarre, it was like a couple of days after ovulation, but I knew, 100% knew I was getting twinges all in my stomach, like that. Both sides. It was like left side and then right side, and they were like small twinges, like something I can't even really explain. It's not like period cramps, but it's just like small twinges. Sat in the car and I didn't say anything to Josh because I just thought, I don't want to get his hopes up, so I'll leave it. So I kept it quiet. The day after, so this was like on the Monday, so this would have been about 3 days, no, it would have been 3 days past ovulation. Well, I got a little bit of pink blood on the tissue. TMI, yeah, but a little bit of pink blood after wiping on tissue, and I was thinking, shit, is that implantation bleeding? But I went on Google and they were like, no, it'll be too early, and I was like, oh, okay, so maybe it's not me, I'm just starting my period early or something. Anyway, the next day it just went, and it just, you know, it just turned into like old blood then, and I was just like, oh, okay, well, it's just the start of my period, I'm getting rid of the old blood, and new blood's going to come in, I'm just going to start that. And I had this really weird moment, which sounds so corny, but I walked past my my second bedroom in our house. So that's essentially the baby's room. That is going to be our baby's room now. It's going to be the nursery. But we've kept it empty ever since we moved here because we knew we wanted a baby to go in there. I walked past the door and I opened the door and I looked into the bedroom and I went, one day, because that sounds so stupid, but I said it in a way like, oh, one day I'll have a baby. But it was like acceptance that that month I wasn't pregnant. Anyway, I went to the toilet, blah, 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 came back and I just shut the door again and I just left it there and there. And it was almost like I was saying to the bedroom, like, one day we'll have a baby, don't worry. Just left it. And I was just expecting my period to turn up then. 7 days after suspected ovulation, I started to get, backache, like lower back. Really bad backache, and this weird like burpy thing, like they're called like pregnancy burps, but I had them in my last pregnancy and I have them in, well, they're just wearing off now, but I get them ever so often, so I have them in this pregnancy, and they're like an inner burp. It's not like belching, but it's like a hiccup burp. I was getting that, and it's not even after you've eaten, it's just from the minute you wake up to the minute you go to bed. I had these like weird burps. And I also got this really weird eyebrow twitch. Now, I've read that is actually like a thing that happens, but in my last pregnancy I got an eye twitch and I had it for about 5 days. This time round I had an eyebrow twitch, so this was only 7 days past ovulation. And I couldn't get this eyebrow twitch to go away, and I was like, Josh, look at my eyebrow, and it was literally doing like this. And then it just went, and it just went away. And by this point, I was starting to think again, wait a minute, am I pregnant? Like, I'm getting achy boobs. Oh, my boobs were aching. And I was like, oh God, I've got achy boobs, my back aches, I'm getting the burps, so I like twitch. I was like, oh God, I am. And I mentioned it to Josh and went, Josh, I swear I'm pregnant. And he was like, yeah, well, you don't know. The next couple of days, tiredness started to come on, so I was getting really tired, and I was just getting like so knackered that I was just like, you know what, I must be. And I got to the point where I feel like every woman has done this before, but you convince yourself you are. I was convinced by this point. I was like, I definitely am, 100% I am. So I started, about 9 days past ovulation, I started doing ovulation tests. Now that might sound like ridiculous, but I had read that ovulation tests can predict pregnancy. Now, quote, like, don't, like, I might be wrong by this. But I read this, that you can get positive ovulation tests if you're pregnant. Well, I'm not going to lie to you, I got 6 positive ovulation tests. Like, darker than the test line, ovulation tests, all before I found out I was pregnant. Now, I wasn't ovulating, clearly, so who knows, maybe they were correct, or maybe it was just dodgy tests, but I found that very weird because I fit into the bracket of women that also agree that ovulation tests can predict pregnancy. For me, they did. So anyway, all these days past ovulation now, and I was getting all these positive ovulation tests coming through. At 1 week, 5 days past ovulation, I finally got my first faint positive. Oh, I was so excited. And Josh wouldn't believe it. He just wouldn't believe it. It was the night we went to John Legend's concert, and it was also the weirdest thing ever. It was the due date of the baby we lost, which was obviously bittersweet because it was a sad day, and then it was like, what? I was like, it was like a sign. I know it sounds so weird, but it was like saying not goodbye to the baby we lost, but like kind of accepting that that had happened. And then something else had come along that was like, yeah, but look, here you go, here's a little gift. It was really weird, but I showed Josh the test, and it was just like a little cheap strip, and I was like, Josh, look at this, and it had a tiny, tiny, tiny faint positive on it. Like, you had to like tilt it to see it. And I was going, Josh, look at this test. Look at this test. And he's going, no, it's not, Beth. It's not. Beth, it's not. And I went, you can't get a false positive, Josh. If there's a faint line, it's a positive. And he's like, nah, you're going to have to wait till it gets more positive. And he didn't believe me. So we had to go that whole night with him not believing me. Next day, I obviously took a pregnancy test. And I kid you not, it came up so dark, and I was like, oh! I was like, I am. And I was like jumping around, and Josh was like, we were both just so excited, and I couldn't believe it. And it was like this really bittersweet moment of like, do we get excited because of what happened last time, or do we just chill out? We went with the chill out option. We were like, right, we need to just relax, sit back a minute and just think about what's just happened. And we sat there and we just both got really emotional because we were just dead. We were just so happy, and I felt lucky because it was like the first month we properly tried. So I just feel unbelievably lucky. I know it's sad obviously what happened, and I'll never ever 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 forget that baby, but it was like I was just lucky in the way I got these ovulation tests, used in the first month, and then I get pregnant. The weeks coming after that, I found out at 4 weeks pregnant, so exactly, you know, when you should, like, around about women find out. After that period of time, I was in panic mode. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, no, I was in completely denial. No, I'm not going to get excited because, you know, you don't know what happens. You don't know what's going to happen, Josh, so we can't get excited. I refused to let him touch my belly because obviously I was just like, it's just fat, there's nothing there. And I was in complete denial mode. So then eventually, when it got to 7 weeks pregnant, I booked a private scan. That cost £60, and it was done at this lovely place called Premier Scans in Lichfield. If you live around where I live and you ever want to have a private scan, please go there. She is the loveliest lady ever, and it's such a lovely, like, it's like a bedroom almost. It's so warm in there and it's just lovely. I love the experience. We went there and oh, it was just wonderful. We got this beautiful scan, and it was just not even a coffee bean. It wasn't as big as a coffee bean. It looked like a pea. All you could basically see was a heartbeat, and it was just really bright on the screen, like pumping away. And me and Josh were just like, oh, and we got really emotional. We got a little picture. We ran into the car and we were dead excited. By that point, obviously, I had loads of symptoms of pregnancy, and it was 100% that I was pregnant, but that's a completely different video that I will go into. And then at 9 weeks, I had the same panic where I thought, no, it's not there. It's gone. And I lay in the bath one day and I cried and I said, it's gone, Josh. I was like, it's just gone. I don't feel pregnant anymore, it's gone. He was like, right, come on. Paid another 60 quid and had another private scan. And this is the one where we got, that you saw, I think, in the last video. You got this little one. So you see its little head here, and then these are its like feet and arm buds here. And then we got like, was I holding it the right way up for you? I hope I was. I think I was. Oh, no, I don't think I was. Oh, I think this is it. I don't know if I showed you. Sorry, so that's its head, and then these are little feet and arm buds. And you get this like list, this like long list, whatever, line, I don't know, all these photos. You see how tiny it is, look. It was amazing. We got to hear the heartbeat again, and it was like confirmed the pregnancy again. I needed it again, I did. And then obviously we went along to our 12-week scan, found out I was dating 11 weeks, 2 days there. So they put me back a few days, actually back to the original dates that I thought I was, because the doctor put me forward and then I put myself back, and then they got pulled. My dates were all over the place basically, all different appointments, but they put me back to 11 weeks 2 days. And when I got there, it was a panic kind of scan, if I'm honest. That was when it was the day I announced the pregnancy, but it made me panic because it wasn't a clear picture. We didn't hear the heartbeat. We weren't given any pictures because they couldn't get a good image of it, and I just thought there was something wrong. But they reassured me that there wasn't, but you know, I'm neurotic. But this is the picture we got there, so you can see it's a real rubbish picture. If I block my face out with it for you. So that's that scan we got. So it's not a very good picture. It kind of still looks like a coffee bean with a head. Now, don't cry. Because I might when I see it again, because it's so beautiful. We finally went to our other scan, which was a week later, so it's this week. She booked us in for a scan a week later so we can get all the proper photos done. I also had the Down syndrome screening. It was actually the Down syndrome's pato something and another one. I had all the 3 screenings done, so I had the blood test, and then they measure something at the back of the head or something. I had that done. It's a choice, yes or no. I just decided to have it, just to decide to have it, really. Like, I feel like if that opportunity is given to you to have that option of whether you want to or not, I just took the opportunity and said yes. And this is the little scan we got. Look how wonderful this scan is. Are you ready for this? If you haven't seen it already, you're gonna love it. How clear is that scan? How beautiful is it? I wish you could see my face right now, but you can't because you're looking at my baby. And look at its little features and toes. So cute. Oh, my little baby. And then we got this one as well, which isn't as clear, but I like it because you can see its little feet. Look at his little feeties. Oh, tiny. So tiny. But yeah, that is my kind of rushed finding out I was pregnant video. I hope I probably missed out so many things, and if there's any questions you may have, like, please ask them away. I will do more of a like signs and symptoms video as well for you, where I'll kind of cover week to week my signs and symptoms, because I have them all written down. So I'll do another video of that for you, which I don't know when it'll be up. It'll be when I bother to film it. I was thinking about as well doing a pregnancy after a loss video and kind of talking about my emotions and how to get over, well, not get over, but deal with those emotions with trying to get pregnant again. I might do one of those, because I watched a few of those after I'd lost my baby before, my last baby, because they really helped me. So, you know, I would love to help other people with a video like that. With like that. There you go, it's pregnancy burp. Pregnancy burp, that's what it is. I get so excited about everything, I hate it sometimes. I hope you enjoyed this video anyway. If it was of interest to anyone, let me know, or give me a little thumbs up and let me know. And any questions, as I say, just shoot them over to me. Either put them in the comments or message me on Instagram or Twitter, and I'll be happy to answer any of them. I will see you all Sunday. I'll see you all Sunday. Bye!